Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a makeup tutorial on this look, and I really wanted to use the new Norvina palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills to show you guys a way of creating some looks with this palette. I really love this palette. I think it's excellent quality, highly recommended. I used mostly Anastasia Beverly Hills products on my face. For the tutorial itself, I just used Anastasia Beverly Hills products. Any other extra ones like my foundation, which is the Dior Face Body, whatever it's called, the new one, I will link it all below for you guys, but I just wanted to keep this very much Anastasia Beverly Hills. I also used the Dream Glow Kit on my face. I used it on top of my liquid lipstick as well to create this kind of metallic sort of look. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye. Hello everybody. So first off, I'm going to be priming my eyes using the P. Louise base in the shade Rumour. This is really good for keeping your eyeshadow in place all day and keeping all the colours really vibrant. So I generously coat both my eyelids in this from the bottom to the top. Now I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette, and the first shade I'm using is called Base, and that's exactly what I'm using it for. Using a Morphe M330 brush, and I am brushing it all over the lid, followed by the shade Dreamer, which is a beautiful shimmery ivory shade, and I'm applying it to my brow bone because I always like to have a fairly shimmery brow bone highlight. The next shade I'm using is called Soul, which is such a unique colour, and I'm going backwards and forwards in the lower crease using a Zoeva 228 crease brush. So I am going backwards and forwards, building up that shade to the intensity that I want it to be. So being it me, it's going to be intense. Then I'm using the shade called Love. I'm using the same Morphe M330 brush, and I'm going above that Soul shade. The reason I'm doing it this way around is so that the shades don't become too muddy, because those are the kind of shades that do that. So I'm just gently going over the top of the Soul shade. Now back in with Soul yet again, just to very gently build up that shade. Next I'm using the shade called Passion, and I'm using the same Zoeva brush, and I'm going into the outer V area of my eye just so that I can slowly smoke it out just a little bit to give the eyes a little bit of dimension. So as you can see, I'm going into like a V shape, and then I am dragging it inwards. Then I am going to apply a little bit more just so that I can smoke it out a little bit more, followed by the same Morphe brush just to blend around the edges to make sure that there are no harsh lines. Now I'm using the shade called Rose Gold, which is so pretty, and I'll admit to you guys, this was the first time I did it. I filmed this video ages ago, you know, when it was still new, and this was the first time I was using the shade, and I was so impressed. I was just like, wow, it looks so nice. So I'm applying it liberally all over the lid using my finger, and just to go around the edges, I'm using a Zoeva 234 smoky shader brush just to tidy it up so it's not so messy after using my finger. And then I'm just blending out the edge of the shade of Passion into the Rose Gold shade. Now I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel in the shade Chocolate just to tidy up my eyebrows, as I always do, to set them, get rid of any powder, foundation or anything that may have attached itself to them, so now that they look nice and sharp. Next I'm using the shade called Volatile, which is like a minky brown shade, and I am using a Pro Pencil Blender brush by Royal and Langnickel and going backwards and forwards in the lash line. And then I am just smoking it out so that it's nicely blended with no harsh lines. Then I'm using the same Rimmel Kohl Kajal that you guys know that I always use from their Scandaleyes range in the shade Black. This is just my obsession. I know some of you guys don't like me using black all the time, but I like to. Next I'm using the shade called Wild Child, and I'm using a MAC pencil brush to apply it to the tear duct, followed by NYX's matte liquid eyeliner to do my usual winged out eyeliner look. This is a really good drugstore liquid eyeliner that I like to use often. Next I'm using the Heavy Metal Glitter Eyeliner by Urban Decay in the shade ACDC, and I'm going literally on top of the NYX liquid eyeliner because this is a glitter look, and because it's such a pretty kind of lilac shade, it really stands out on top of the black. Then I'm using the NYX Worth the Hype mascara just so that I can prep my eyelashes. And the ones that I'm using are the House of Lashes even eyelashes in the style Iconic. So I'm just using some lash glue, the Duo Glue, the dark shade, to put them in place, followed by my lower lash mascara, which is the Push Up Angel by Maybelline, which you guys know that I love because it's got a really long, thin, tapered wand, which makes it really apply and less messy. Now for the face, I'm using Saddle Bronzer by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm carving out my cheekbones using a Sigma F40 large angled contour brush to give my face dimension after using foundation, and so that it looks less 2D and a bit more 3D. So I'm just bringing back some shape to my face underneath the chin, along the sides of the nose using a G17 brush by Morphe. This is just so that I can have a more chiseled nose. Sometimes I use my larger brush because I'm a little bit messy with it, but intentionally, because sometimes I like to look a little bit more natural. But today I decided to obviously go in the other direction. Now I'm using the Ben Nye Luxury Banana Powder, and I'm using the Morphe M459 contour brush to cut my contour. I don't know why I use this powder, I'm not a big fan of it, so use an alternative if you do want to try and emulate this makeup tutorial like the Makeup Revolution one. I find this one actually quite drying, but I think I just randomly picked it up because it's all I could find. And then I'm brushing it off using a Real Techniques contour brush so that you can see that everything looks a lot more sharp and a lot more chiseled and a lot more tidy and obviously less messy. So now that I've done that, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Pool Party Blush Trio, and I'm using the shade called Cash, and I am applying it to the backs of my cheeks using an e.l.f. complexion brush, which is one of my favourite blush brushes. It's absolutely beautiful. Now from the Dream Glow Kit, I am going to be using, what shade shall we use today? Let's use Ethereal, why not? It's a lovely icy purpley shade. I'm using the Morphe M501 pointed brush just to apply it to my cheekbones. That was one layer, followed by the obligatory 2 layers because this is moi, and then on the tip of the nose as well as the bridge of the nose, just a little bit in the middle to give my nose a little bit of a ski jump effect, followed by my Cupid's bow just to make my lips look a little bit fuller. Now the lipstick I'm using is which one is it? Magenta liquid lipstick, that's it, by Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is a bright magenta shade. Looks absolutely stunning, and I'm applying this very liberally all over my lips. It's a very full pigment one, so normally 1 layer tends to be enough, but I'm very slow when I'm doing this because when you make a mistake with liquid lipstick, guys, you're messed up, it's over. Now I'm just letting it dry a little bit before I go in with the shade Unicorn, and I'm going to be patting this on top of my lips using the same Zoeva brush. I've just speeded it up because you have to be quite liberal when you apply this. By the way, it lasts all day. It stops your liquid lipstick becoming sticky and crackly. It's like a really nice little tip to try putting Glow Kit over the top of your liquid lipsticks. Makes them a lot more more comfortable, which is weird. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.